My own impression was, so I thought we had a very cordial first 48 minutes together. Mm-hmm. And that's good. I mean, and we kind of laughed about it after the fact that we're sure meeting number 2 will be a little bit more contentious.
Was that your first time with him?
Yeah, it was my first time interviewing him.
Got it.
People like Rahm Emanuel did not come on Fox News.
Right.
We did not have access to
that.
Yeah, so, but I liked it. We touched on some hot button issues, but we kept it cordial, and I think that's good. I really wanted the audience to get to know him, and I wanted to see if he would say normal things to me without me like beating him over the head or him beating me over the head. And I was amazed at some of his direct answers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, he wiggled on the trans thing for quite a while, but in the end, when we did our little lightning round, he did give me a couple of points, right? Like the men in prison. We have it cut. Here, watch.
I have a son and 2 daughters, and they are physically different. And that's why when it comes to sports...
Why did all the Democrats bail off of that point? A couple came out right after the election, and they said what you just said, and then they got browbeaten, and then they started to walk back.
The answers in the question. I mean, that's ever scared me. And, I used to say this to President Clinton and President Obama. Sound is not always fury. Sometimes it's just sound. And don't assume just because somebody's screaming at you, they represent more than their own voice.
Should we be putting men in female prisons? Men claiming they're women?
No.
And, all right, here's my last one for you. Can a man become a woman?
Can a man become a woman? No.
Thank you.
No.
That's so easy. Why don't more people in your party just say that?
Because I'm now going to go into a witness protection plan.
Is he? I mean, listen, you guys know, I realize that wasn't like hugely, like a huge breakthrough. Right. We all talk about what's true and what's real every day. But for a guy who wants to be the Democratic nominee, that was pretty bold.
Well, I think the overarching thesis and takeaway from the interview is just how broken the Democrat brand is, that a guy goes, men and women are different, and we're like, hooray, yay! He's like, oh my God, men and women have biological differences. We're going, yes, amazing, this is groundbreaking for Democrats. Like, that's how broken the identity is. But he's gonna have a hard time in the primary because the Democrat Party has been co-opted by this like loud, progressive, vocal minority, and they just keep capitulating to them. So I don't really think he has a prayer. He might have some good ideas, and he seems strong on some issues, but I don't think he has a prayer in a
Does
primary.
that come back to haunt him?
No, I mean, I think, look, the interesting
it
thing...
does not come back to haunt him?
No, and I'll tell you why.
Even hanging out with you might come back to haunt him.
There's right. There's 2 things going on. The first is the party after the election said, we know we need to make change. Now, anytime anyone's attempted to do it, as he said, the base has yelled. Rahm's issue is going to be both 2 things. He's going to have to do these sister soldier moments. The party needs to do sister soldier moments.
Where you break with your party.
And he's got that, right? I don't worry about that. Rahm's other challenge is he's going to have to throw some bones to the base. And where he chooses to do that, because the problem for Rahm is the energy's in the base, and the base can't stand him. You asked him about it. You asked about a very sensitive issue that he has with the black community. He's going to have to figure out, and I have no doubt he's thinking about this, where am I going to lock arms with them and unapologetically charge against Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and everybody else? Other candidates, it's the complete opposite. They're inching up to that sister soldier moment. Gavin Newsom on the podcast with Charlie Kirk flirted with it, took so much heat, he then, and was really kind of struggling until the immigration thing propelled him forward within our party, maybe not the general electorate. So, I mean, Rahm's got 2 things. But again, he thinks about that stuff. He'll be smart about it. He'll be strategic. And I have no doubt when he does, he'll move forward aggressively.
Let me be honest about Rahm, since Rahm likes to be honest. Rahm's talented, right? He's one of the most talented Pauls. He's not Bill Clinton. He's not Barack Obama. He's not George Bush, and he's not Donald Trump. He's not in their league. He's a super talented staffer, which he once was. He was a super talented candidate for mayor, super talented DCCC head. He's talented, but he's not their category of talented. So can someone less talented than those 4 guys, all of whom stood up to their party and appealed to the base, right? Simultaneous, make people in the base feel good and stand up to people in the base. That's really hard. I just don't know that Rahm is talented enough to do that, except he's running against a bunch of people who are less talented. So he might be talented enough to do it, but he's not in their league.
But I will say the people he's running against, let's say it's like AOC, Gavin Newsom, they have some star quality and charisma. Yeah. That's what I was missing. Maybe if I watched it, I would get a different feel. But listening to it, it was kind of like low energy Jeb Bush, kind of like that sort of slow,
I don't think he's low energy.
No, you don't, but it's just
he's
like
got
the
another
answers.
Gear.
Where's the other gear though? I guess in this interview, it just felt kind of like low to me, and he's kind of like, yeah, I'm thinking about that. So I don't know if he has the star power and charisma to tap into this sort of like populism on the left that the right has had had for so long. And then to go to what you mentioned, the reason President Trump caught fire in 2015 and 16 is because he was willing to call out the elites and the establishment in his own party, these neocons and who'd been running the party for 15, 20 years. I don't know if Rahm is going to be able to do that because the left likes, but the left, he is one, and the left likes to cast purity test way more than the right. You said one thing we disagree with, or we don't like this one little thing, so I think he's going to have a tough time.
He doesn't sound woke. I'm not sure whether any Democrat who's not woke is going to get nominated next time around. The party just does, they're captured by it. It's a cancer. It's metastasized. There's no excising it. I know normies like you, Dan, would like it to be, but I just don't think it can happen.
The only thing is, our party's history, we flirt with these very progressive candidates. Howard Dean, Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, Sanders in 16, and both of them in 2020. Our history is we back off and go with the safe candidate.
Yep.
Now, our party is more left than we were in the past, and at some point that may come to an end, that pattern. But as a party, we tend to value victory and who we think has the best chance way more than people, I think, kind of give us credit for.
Here's what's cautionary for me. What was the most obvious question you were going to ask him? What was the thing he should be prepared for more than any other?
About how he's going to win over his...
Well, trans,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, you mean from me,
From
Megyn
you.
Kelly?
Yeah, from
yes,
Megyn.
yes,
So,
for sure.
So he basically tried to avoid answering until you wouldn't let him,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
That to me, I mean, how he could have been relative, maybe he thinks that was the right way to do it, but to me that seems unprepared, not just mechanically unprepared, but if he's not ready to confront that issue with you, what's he waiting for?
Yeah, for sure I'm going to be asking
Yeah.
about that.
Well,
He also did, for the record, endorse minors getting puberty blockers into cross-sex hormones, meaning they get sterilized for life. They lose sexual function as long as their parents agree, which is not what the side of reason believes at all.
And his bathroom answer wasn't great either.
No, because he'd already allowed it.
But
allowed
he could say on reflection, I think it was a bad idea.
And you
And
gave
he
him
didn't
the
abandon
opening
it.
on about Trump had
I did.
involved.
Yeah.
Yep.
He did not abandon that.
Yeah.
But he did not say that a man could become a woman, and he said men shouldn't be in women's prisons, and he seemed to say men shouldn't be in women's sports.
But he's kidding himself if he thinks, I believe, he can say, that's not the focus. The focus is on the economy.
That's never going to fly
Right.
with me or anybody else. Like, I'm sorry, whether it's hubris, we'll decide what the focus
Correct.
is. Like,
Totally.
that's the one advantage of having this
but
job.
also the base will decide too.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying, like, literally, having done all these presidential debates, I'm sorry, I will decide.
Correct.
It is
Correct.
up to me.
Correct. But
I'm
Ram's-
so, I
By
will
the way,
be the
we're
one
trying
to
to
put
win
this
back
issue.
working class voters for whom that was a bigger issue than we thought it was.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just it's the cultural. Do you understand us? Right. We started losing them culturally in the '90s. We then lost them economically in the last 10 years. We got to win them back on both fronts.
And I don't want to just be negative about him, because again, I think he's more talented than almost anybody else who might run. What he gave you was a bunch of tactical replies. Megan's going to ask this. I'm going to say this. I'm going to try to change the subject. She didn't change the subject. Now I got to answer. Did you feel as hard on any of those issues?
I liked the last answer about America.
I'm saying on the
No,
tougher
not on
issues. The
those.
American stuff's easy.
No.
He can do hard on that. There was no, again, to go back to the question of authenticity. It was all tactics.
Oh, I think the education thing is legit to him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
that's an easy
sellable.
one.
It's a real issue. Exactly. Yeah.
On the easy ones, he's great.
Yeah.
On the hard ones, I thought it was all just tactical.
The one place I disagree with you, though, Mark, is on the vocational training stuff. I do think he believes in it, which
But that's easy. No one's against vocational training.
well, but we've fumbled over what we want to do on the economy, like to no
Sure.
end.
Sure, but he just, to me, he's not trying to show his heart on those things. He's just trying to get through it.
I wonder whether he'll have it improved to the point that he can sell it. Because, look, Gavin Newsom suffers from a different problem. And he was saying we're all at 3%. That's not exactly true. Kamala Harris is at 12. My God. Good luck, Dan.
Titan.
Let's go back to Rahm.
Right after Kamala is Gavin, who's up there, I think single, like maybe 9. And then everybody else is down lower. AOC's up there, but it's not going to happen. So he's right that, like, there's no real front runner, and we don't think Kamala Harris is actually going to run for president again.
Correct.
So it's really him and Gavin maybe looming up there. And Gavin Newsom, I don't know. He may be formidable. To me, he's just such an obvious snake oil salesman who will say anything depending on who's across from him. I just think people will be able to see through that from a mile away, and they might like the steady Eddie with a couple sharp elbows, Rahm fucking Emanuel, Rahm Deadfish, whatever it is.
Well, my thing with Gavin Newsom is he can't even call his wife his wife. She's like his partner, and she's given the man multiple kids. And then he was against men and women's sports for a minute in the Charlie Kirk interview. He's gone back. Now he's fighting with the DOJ. Gavin Newsom stands for nothing. So if Rahm Emanuel can have black and white, straight up answers for things, just be straight with the American people. And to go to your point, Dan, the left and the mainstream media constantly like to tell Americans what issues are important to them. Oh, trans is a culture war issue. It's not a big deal. Well, these millions of moms turned out for President Trump because it was a big deal. Oh, we don't care about seed oils. Food isn't going to decide this election. Those Maha moms came and turned out. So every issue matters now, especially with social media. I think Rahm's got to fine-tune some of these answers.
Mm-hmm. The other thing is, can I tell you, I was thinking about this last week. You know, right before the fall of the Roman Empire, the culture completely imploded with debauchery and no connection to faith or something bigger than oneself, and all these, not caring for the weak or, for unborn babies at all. And that's why the culture wars do matter. Like we're back there in some ways with like thruples and people trying to normalize pedophilia with the minor attracted person label, and the cutting off of children's genitals in the name of like equity and inclusion, dividing us by race, trying to make little girls boys when they're not. Like all this stuff, you can dismiss it as culture wars, but I actually think it's the degradation of a cohesive society. Since President Trump was sworn in, his administration has made enormous progress at a breakneck pace. But don't forget, while they're moving mountains for the good of the nation, you've got your own personal savings to worry about. And one of the best ways to look after your savings is through diversification, particularly with gold, like from Birch Gold Group. In the past 12 months, the value of gold has increased by 40%. OMG. Central banks continue to bolster demand for gold by buying in record quantities. Global instability and tension is high, and Birch Gold makes owning physical gold extremely easy. Easily convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold, or buy some to store in your home safe. Just text MK to the number 989898, and Birch Gold will send you a free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, take control of your savings today. Text MK to the number 989898. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.